Good morning. Actually, good afternoon. We are on the verge of a revolution in New York and in our country. And we're gathered here for a lot of reasons, and I just want to tell you just a little bit about myself. Before I get started, I have little 3x5 cards. I won't keep you long. I was born in the west side of Buffalo to a second-generation Italian family from Italy. And we moved out into the country, into Akron, New York, and after graduating from high school, I went into the United States Navy, where I served 6 years. Thank you. By the way, give a hand to all those veterans out there. I can guarantee you this is not what we went to war for. I joined the United States Navy. I got out in 1979. I served on 2 ships in the United States Navy. One was the USS Benjamin Stoddard, the last ship to leave Vietnam. I was proud to be on it and to bring 182 people from tyranny to freedom. I served also on the commissioning crew of the USS Texas, one of the first nuclear power cruisers in the United States Navy. After getting out of the Navy, I entered into the industry in the private sector. 9.5 years working for a large sheet metal or machine tool manufacturer. And while I was working for 9.5 years, I went to Bible school and became an ordained preacher in 1988, and coincidentally started at the same time a business, a manufacturing company to support ministries to small and struggling churches. And I've been in business now for 23 years. And I have been at war with government for all 23 of those years. In 2005, having reached the end of my patience with government, I began an organization in Erie County which was called Primary Challenge. It's still called Primary Challenge, and it is now in almost all 62 counties of New York State and 34 states in the country, and we are the tip of the spear of the reform movement in New York. In our first year, we fielded 12 candidates and removed 8 legislators from Erie County. We are teaching people all over the country how to get on the ballot and remove parasitic legislators from office. That's what Primary Challenge is doing. And this group here is going to be the next wave in the reform that started in Buffalo, New York in 2005. But why are we here today? Why am I here today? I always like to ask people questions that they probably know the answer to. Why am I here today? And I got a few of my own answers here. Am I here because I don't like unarmed insurgents coming across our southern border? Is that why I'm here? Yes. Well, it might be why you're here, but it's not why I'm here. I don't like them coming across our border, and when our Border Patrol agents stop them, I don't like them going to jail. I want to stop the illegal immigrants from getting into this country. Am I mad? Am I here because I don't want to give health care to illegal immigrants? Am I here because I don't want to give welfare to illegal immigrants? Am I here because I don't want to give them food, clothing, shelter, and put them in our prisons when they break our laws? No, I'm not here for that reason. Are we here because we oppose this recent health care abortion that was placed upon us? Is that why we're really here? Because we oppose these things? No, that's not why we're really here. It's not why I'm here. I'm not here because the federal government has placed us $14 trillion in debt. I'm not here because of the $85 trillion in obligations that have not yet been put on the books that we're responsible for, you and I. Is that why we're here? Because we oppose these types of spending programs that put our children and their children and their children in debt? That's not why I'm here. Are we here because everybody in this country, except everybody in this country, got bailed out? That's not why I'm here. I'm not here because corporate fat tax walked away with my money. I'm not here because General Motors got purchased by the federal government illegally. I'm not here for all of those other reasons that seem to get an awful lot of press. Let me tell you the real reason why you're here and why I'm here. You're here because you love America. That's why you're here. You're here because you recognize that all of these things that we just mentioned are destroying the country that we fought for. The country that our forefathers gave us is being destroyed by a parasitic legislature in both Washington and Albany. They're destroying the country of our forefathers. They're trampling on the Constitution of the United States. They no longer are under the control of the people. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is about to change. So much for my 3x5 cards. What are we going to do about it? Well, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to start standing up like men. Not a bunch of women. Not a bunch of girly men. We got to get with the program. We have got to tell, and I don't mean it to mean women. I talk very clearly to men because the men are responsible. The men have to stand up. The men have to take control. It's not good enough for our wives to be on the line. We have to be on the line like men. You know, our forefathers didn't send their wives and daughters into battle. They sent their sons and fathers and brothers into battle. Be men. Be strong. And get into the fight. We're going to have to demand accountability of our elected representatives. We're going to have to prove to them that we are the reservoir of power in this country, and we're going to have to take it back. We're going to vote to impose our will on our government. That's what we're going to do. Why am I here? Because I am running for Congress against Brian Higgins, and I am going to remind those people in Washington that they work for you, that they're there to do your will. And when they vote against the will of the people and the Constitution of the United States, there are consequences. So for those of you that love your country, those of you that care about the futures of your children, vote for Leonard Roberto for New York, for Congress. Thank you.